Welcome to the channel. If you're new around here, my name is Dylan Digital. I'm a recruiter of 10 plus years in the HR space that loves to play video games and mix them in together to make job hunting tips and tricks with a video game spin to it. Today, we're actually going to be doing a reaction. Came across this video on YouTube, how AI is crushing junior developers. Now, this is from Economy Media. They make a lot of cool videos. So I actually honestly should. I already subscribed to them. I'm going to subscribe to all of them because they have a lot of cool, interesting topics. And yeah, we're honestly just going to dive into this. Because of the rise of AI, this is something that should be on your radar. So yeah, let's react to it. I'm going to give my recruiter take to it and honestly give some people some advice when it comes to navigating this new digital world. I'm going to put a link to this video in the description as well. Give credit to the creator as always. So let's see what's going on with junior developers here.
In 2025, unemployment among recent college graduates reached 5.8%, the highest level since 2021.
The college class of 2025 is entering one of the most challenging job markets in years.
All this is due to the macroeconomic situation the world is experiencing, but also because of the wave of artificial intelligence.
College grads, they rely on entry-level jobs for their careers.
And it's honestly something that not a lot of people are talking about. Oh, wow, look at that, the little octopus guy. I have my same octopus guy. That's cool. Different color. Anyway, though, but yeah, man, it's really crazy what's going on in 2025 with all these jobs. It's like almost eliminating entry-level positions, which is pretty gnarly, right? That's something that they do need in order to get the skills. Like, where they're going to get the skills. Even internships are like, that doesn't even pay, is having issues, people getting issues getting into it. So this is why, once again, networking is very important, showcasing what you could do differently from others, because we're getting to the space where I honestly feel that job seekers and like people that create content are like blending in together to make this middle ground in some aspects in this new age of looking for work and work. But let's see what the numbers say.
But AI could be changing what that looks like for them right now.
From finance to law, AI is transforming every industry, but one in particular has suffered more than any other: the tech
It's
industry.
tech industry,
More than
for
10,000
sure.
jobs have been cut so far this year
For
due to the
sure.
rise of generative AI in private companies.
The giant tech companies have not been left behind. They know that
Especially
if
the
they
video
want to
game
lead the
space.
AI
Made a
industry,
video
they
about
have
that
to be
for
the first to adopt
Xbox.
it, even if this brings negative
Madness, man.
consequences for their workers.
Madness.
Leaders of the world's largest and most powerful firms expect a tidal wave. They are preparing for it. And already, some people are feeling the effects on the ground right now. People not at the very top of the corporate
That
ladder,
recent one
but
from
those trying to get a
Salesforce?
step on the bottom rung.
According to MIT, workers who fail to enter their first formal job after college can lose up to 20% of accumulated income over their working
Wow.
lives.
Educated Americans are struggling to break into the workforce and are some of the earliest victims of this technological revolution.
All this has made new graduates face one of the toughest job markets in recent years. So, how AI is robbing new grads of entry-level jobs? The generation graduating in 2025 faces a labor landscape that few anticipated just a decade ago. The first rung of the career ladder is weakened and, for many, practically disappeared. And the numbers reflect this clearly. In the first 3 months of 2025,
And I'm seeing these are like, with the gavel and stuff, these are law students as well. AI is coming for law too, because most of law is all written, is by the book, right? There's a few chances that you could do something like creative in that kind of space, in that kind of role. And the same thing goes for doctors. AI is coming to take most of their positions. They're taking away most of the busy work, and then companies are going to be thinking, hey, if they could do the busy work, what else AI could take? And then they just take more, and then boom, your position gets either cut, or you take a lower cut in salary, because the company could save money when it comes to using AI. This is why job seekers, I'm telling you, you got to think like a witcher. You got to think like a witcher when you're on the job hunt and when you're in your career. Treat yourself like a business. Don't take nothing personal, and just always think about what's next for you. Always.
the unemployment rate among recent graduates reached
Look at these faces, happy.
5.8%, far above the national average of 3.9%. AI is devouring entire industries, and the data is proof of it. But this has disproportionately affected those seeking their first job. This chart shows how getting a first job for recent graduates has become increasingly complicated in recent years.
Over the past few years,
Wow, look at those numbers.
over the past few
Look at these numbers, right? US unemployment rates, it went really high in the 2010s, man. Really high, like almost 10%. My goodness. And that's all workers and recent grads, right? It's always like keeping up with it, and recent grads are always like a little bit behind, but now it's almost
years,
it actually connected here.
unemployment
right?
among recent grads climbed above the rate for the broader population.
See, look at that. That's wild. Broader population's lower than recent grads. Recent grads is like the 5%. That's gnarly.
Knowledge is not explained solely by the macroeconomic situation. The rise of artificial intelligence has displaced tasks that for decades had served as entry points for millions of workers.
Yep.
This substitution has
Cutting
created
costs,
what
man.
Anish Raman, Vice President and Head of Economic Opportunity at LinkedIn, called in an article for the New York Times, the breaking of the bottom rung of the career ladder. First jobs have always functioned as learning spaces. More than for their complexity, they were
And that's the thing. When it comes to using AI, they're not only cutting most of these entry-level roles, that's especially the admin task as well, they're actually taking away middle management. Like for me, for instance, I'm going to use myself as an example here, right? When I got laid off on Halloween 2024, I made a video about it. You could check it out. I was the person that was hiring the most on the team, right? I used to have to recruit in like 48 states, and I was like on a team of 4, including the manager, right? I was like the lead, right? And when I got laid off, I was like, man, in that 5-minute, 4 seconds kind of thing, when I was thinking, man, what in the world? And then I thought to myself, AI is on the rise. They probably could outsource some of the extra tasks to the other team members, albeit burnout is going to be really real for that team, whoever works there. But I was getting to the point where I was becoming like a manager, and there was 2 managers there. And that honestly didn't make sense for the company. So they had to make a decision, and I was the one that got cut. That's my theory anyway. So yeah, man, you got to be careful. You definitely got to be careful these days.
were valuable for the opportunity to gain experience, receive mentorship, and understand the dynamics of a sector. However, AI is eroding that critical stage.
One of the challenges they're facing is artificial intelligence, which is increasingly doing tasks that used to be assigned to entry-level workers.
Law firms, for example, have adopted AI systems capable of analyzing
Yep,
contracts
just talked
and
about
detecting
that.
risky clauses in seconds, a task that in the past was assigned to junior lawyers. According to a Thomson Reuters report, 63% of large law firms in the United States already use document automation tools,
63%?
drastically reducing the need for entry-level legal assistance.
That's a lot, man.
In the tech sector, something similar happening
infamous.
with software development. AI code generation platforms can create or debug code fragments in a matter of minutes.
Yep.
According to GitHub, 46% of programmers surveyed
Oh,
in
look at that.
2024 admitted that AI
Look at that. They're at Google, you get to play the big size TikTok, Jenga, and stuff like that. AI doesn't need that. AI works 24/7. And I feel it takes a lot of energy for that. So if you're in the energy field, energy sector, you might be smiling, saying to yourself, man, and for all this AI boom and stuff, they're going to need more people to handle those plants and stuff like water towers, those facilities and kind of things like that. Maybe there's a growth opportunity for a pivot.
already saves them more than half of their time on routine coding tasks. For a company, this means that where 3 or 4 junior employees were once needed to support a project, today a smaller team with advanced tools can fulfill the same role. Customer service has also undergone a transformation. Chatbots capable of processing natural language resolve low-level queries with incredible accuracy.
And this one in particular, this one relates to to the recent layoffs. I think it was like 4,000 people that got laid off at Salesforce. I think they're based in San Francisco. I think. But yeah, man, that's another thing that AI is definitely removing is all of this customer service based roles is going to get destroyed by AI. Definitely destroyed.
Advertisements about the ability of
costs
AI
them money,
agents
hardly
to
anything,
automate increasingly
to put a
complex
chatbot in
tasks
there.
have become popular at an unprecedented pace.
Jim, you won't believe this. I have ServiceNow AI agents.
Me too. For customer service, when a client's payment doesn't go through, my agents analyze the issue and flag the problem
They do that by themselves?
autonomously.
Ads showcasing
Wow.
how AI agents can perform these tasks have become increasingly common.
Yeah.
Gartner predicts that by 2026, 70% of customer interactions will take place through AI systems.
Yep, it's
This
gonna be
means
rare to
fewer
hear a
openings
human for,
newly hired
customer
service
service.
representatives.
Be like,
a sector
"Are you
that
a bot?"
traditionally
No, I'm a
absorbed
real human.
thousands of
No way.
inexperienced young workers. This has created a perfect storm for those seeking their first job. AI does not act in a vacuum. Its advance is compounded by a macroeconomic context marked by political uncertainty, persistent inflation in several sectors, and corporate adjustments. Since 2022, tech companies have laid off more than 600,000 workers worldwide. Although most cuts affected experienced employees, new graduates face a market with fewer openings and greater competition.
The
was part of
unemployment
that
rate for new
statistic
college
for,
grads
the
has
higher
recently
portion of
surged,
it.
and some economists say businesses are now replacing entry-level jobs with artificial intelligence.
Employers have become more selective too. For example, in 2024, an analysis by Revelio Labs indicated that 40% of job postings on employment platforms sought software engineers with advanced AI.
See, and it's not only software engineers. Like, I feel like in 2026 we're going to be getting, heck, even now we're going to be getting roles that you don't need to have. If it's in tech and stuff like that, of course it's going to have there and there, but if it's like an accountant, heck, even a recruiter, of course they're going to be asking, do you have any kind of AI skills? Do you know how to do prompting? Do you know how to use ChatGPT? Do you know how to use Claude and all these other AI tools in addition to what you're doing for that specific role? Because they're going to be, you probably hear it a lot. You're not going to get replaced by AI. You're going to get replaced by a person that knows how to use AI. Right? So that's like next level when it comes to this. This is why you need to be learning what exactly these companies are looking for. So whenever you're applying to jobs, please take note of what they're asking for and keep track of these job descriptions. There's a lot of cool tools out there. I'm going to be making a video soon talking about Hunter in detail, talking about Teal, which is another cool recruiting tool to use when you're on the job hunt to actually track what you're doing and keeping track of what's on these applications. Because if 10 applications are asking for AI prompting, you could see the shift in the market for sure.
Knowledge. All this contributes to what some economists call a perfect storm, the convergence of structural and cyclical factors that make this one of the toughest labor markets in decades for those seeking their first job. But this does not only affect young people in the early years of their professional lives. The difficulties in accessing a first job have consequences that extend throughout an entire career. A study by MIT revealed that those who take more than a year to find a formal job after graduation can experience a 20% reduction in lifetime earnings. This is due to the lack of initial experience, the loss of mentoring opportunities, and skill obsolescence in a constantly changing market.
Entry-level jobs, that first rung
starting on the
career
back
ladder,
foot
are
now.
breaking down a bit, and I think we all should be talking about that more.
In addition, economic mobility is compromised. The first job not only defines initial income, but also access to professional networks, promotions, and future career advancement. In the absence of these opportunities, inequality tends to widen. According to the Brookings Institution, a young person who fails to enter their field of study within the first 2 years is 60% more likely to end up underemployed in the medium term. This means that many graduates with degrees in software engineering, accounting, or fields easily replaced by AI are highly likely to end up working at Uber or similar platforms to earn income. Some organizations have begun to
they say Uber and stuff, but I'm hearing you can't even get a gig work at Uber. Like, they're putting people on a wait list for Uber, for what's that other thing? Lyft, DoorDash. And even then, in San Francisco, in some areas, they have already self-driven cars. Like, even that's not even safe in this new age of looking for work and work, man. You really got to be super adaptable with your skills and think big picture when it comes to spreading your skills across different sectors. Heck, different countries. Like, we're in this time, man. We're in a very strange but interesting time right now.
Their structures. The Global Professional Services Network, KPMG, for example, is assigning recent graduates responsibilities in more complex tax areas, traditionally reserved for professionals with several years of experience. The logic behind this decision is that by delegating routine tasks to AI, new employees can focus on developing more valuable analytical and strategic skills. But this has even extended to the largest firms in the country.
Walmart is already a cost-cutting machine. And yet the company wants to be even more streamlined. And as we saw in this California superstore, AI is how they plan to do it.
In the UK, the McFarland law firm has implemented training programs that allow young lawyers to work on advanced contract interpretation from the start of their careers.
Wow.
This not only raises the level of experience gained, but also strengthens worker motivation by making them feel involved in more impactful tasks. According to the National Association of Colleges and Employers, 82% of employers in 2024.
See, like 82% of employers really look for people that knows how to use AI. This is the future, man. This is, if you don't know anything about what AI is doing in your sector, it's going to be game over. It reminds me so much of when, I'm probably going to say my, thinking about my age right now. I'm turning 33 in 2025. So I was there with dial-up. If you don't know what dial-up is, it's the trying to get online, trying to play a game, but someone is using the phone and you got to choose one or the other. Anyway, though, this reminds me of what happened with Microsoft Office with the filing cabinets. Back in the day, people used to just stick with filing cabinets and that's how they get their information. Very outdated in a sense. And then when Microsoft Office came out, everyone did everything digital and it just transformed the way of workflows in the company. We're seeing the same thing happen, but at a larger scale with AI. Larger scale. So it's going to be the new Microsoft Office for your skills.
Considered familiarity with AI tools a key factor in hiring recent graduates. The concept of a career as a linear ladder with predictable steps is disappearing. According to LinkedIn data, 70% of the skills required for an average job will have changed by 2030.
The evolution of artificial intelligence seen to cause a massive shift in skills needed for jobs by 2030.
This means that professionals in the current generation cannot rely on rigid 5 or 10-year career plans, but must learn to adapt in short cycles. In fact, LinkedIn data indicates that professionals in 2025 will have, on average, twice as many job changes over their careers compared to those who started in 2010. The college class of 2025 is entering the labor market at a critical moment, marked by accelerated transformation, driven by artificial intelligence and macroeconomic tensions that limit available opportunities. Entry-level jobs, once the gateway to an upward career, are being eroded under the weight of automation.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy what's going on in the world today. Let's see what some of the comments say. Let's see. Fun prank. Make people study for 16 years, then replace them with AI. And plus giving them student loan debt so they could even be far behind. It's madness. Madness, madness, madness. Right now I'm following Dave Ramsey's baby steps. Love Dave Ramsey and what he does for personal finance. You definitely need to think smart. What are you thinking about that? This guy says 1950s climb the ladder. 2000s hang on to the ladder. 2025 forget that ladder thing. Ooh, man. CEO's dream. Make billions while hiring nobody. Yeah, this is what AI is there. The CEOs, heck, even CEOs are not even safe. At some point, if the board kind of says, wow, man, we're giving this guy or gal like millions, billions of dollars and stuff like that, we could just have AI to control these systems for these department heads and just go from there. It's AI equals all Indians. Wow. That's a little bleak. That's a little bleak. Can't wait for the day when AI takes the job of managers. Yeah, it's going to be a thing, man. It's going to be a thing. But what do you guys think, about this entry-level positions just getting eradicated by AI, and how you're trying to navigate this new age of looking for work and work. I know what I'm doing, utilizing my skills across the board and adding my skills and adding value to people with the skills that I've gained in my career, and using AI when it comes to the automation of things, when it comes to making my content, working the 9 to 5, volunteering or whatnot. I'm doing a lot of things right now because we don't know where things are going to fall in the future. So it's good to be able to adapt. Oh, and of course, always networking, especially using LinkedIn. Still one of the best platforms to network on. Doesn't matter what you think. A billion people are on there. You got to do that. And plus, of course, find opportunities to network in real life in your area. Yeah, man. Let's see what this future takes us. But comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next level. Later.